Hey guys, Tony Porter, and this is Tabletop Baseball Digest. We are here with an unboxing of a very cool game created in the 60s and released in 1971 with the 1970 baseball season. So we're going to go over what's in this box. Check out and join the SI Baseball group on Facebook. And let's get to this unboxing. So it's a fairly nice, sturdy box. The condition was poor when I received it. I did some touch-ups. You can watch my other video on restoring, the box. Now I did some trying to mix in some paint on the top here, as you can see, but it's better than it was, and I think I can improve it even further. It's kind of tricky to match it up. Anyway, all right, and I also did some work on the insides. This one was okay, but this one needed to be repaired, and I need to do a second repair. This one came off. I was looking for a glue stick and I cannot find it. I will take care of that in a little while. Right now, let's get to the game. Let's get to the unboxing. So one thing that you do receive is these scorecards, or a score sheet, or a little score sheet booklet. It's got one-sided score sheets. So that's kind of cool, and it definitely has that 70s font, that 70s thick paper quality to it. And you get these. Now let's examine these. You get a place to put your two teams and keep score. Then you have very tight here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 players. So if you have to bring in subs, I guess you'll do it on the back, or you're going to have to write really small on the top, or maybe you can put a line and put the sub here. So there's different ways to manage it. Then, of course, here you get boxes for the data, the ratings for each player. You have a pitcher section with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today you would need 10 boxes on each side. But it has pretty much the basic stuff. It does give you the base on balls and the strikeouts before the runs and the earned runs. That's unusual to me. It's usually hits, runs, earned runs, base on balls, and strikeouts. So this kind of did its own thing. I guess they're a big company, Sports Illustrated. So they said to themselves, hey, we can do what we want. All right. So that's one thing you get here. Now here is the chart that gives you the information, right? The results, the result numbers. You come over here and you look at the result number. So if it's a pitcher's yellow X chart, then it's going to be wild pitches, pass balls, and so on. Here you get the batter's legend. You got a home run is green. All the good hits are in green. All the flyouts and sacrifices are in like a fuchsia or something like that. Then in yellow you have the base on balls and the hit by pitch. And that was the batter's legend. So whatever comes off the batter card in that case. And there's there's 3 different doubles, so you get an idea, because I'll be playing some games. There's a double with an asterisk in this all-runner score. There's a double that's in parentheses. If there's a runner on first, he goes to third, and then it's the manager's decision option to bring the runner home. And I guess there's a play at the plate. And then just the 2 is the plain double. All runners advance 2 bases. Then you have the same for actually singles. You have 5 different singles. Single, all runners advance 2 bases. Single, runner on second and third scores. Runner starting from first has manager's decision to try for third. Single, the third single is a single with like a cross or a dagger. And this runner on second and third score, runner on first goes to second on the throw home. That type of thing. Then you have a single one in parentheses. All runners advance 1 base. If there is a runner starting on second and first, it's manager's decision or option may be used for either both runners to advance an extra base. Single, all runners advance 1 base. That's a 1 with nothing attached to it. And then, of course, the home run is the HR, and then the triple is the 3. And that's self-explanatory. Then the E reaches base on an error. All runners advance 1 base. Sacrifice flies. You have actually 2 different sacrifice flies. Run third may use manager's decision. So the F with the parentheses. So it seems like the parentheses always has something to do with manager's decision. So that's easy to remember. That's a good approach. Then you have the asterisk is batter out and all runners advance 1 base. The asterisk is all runners advance 2 bases. So, all right, so we're getting an idea. Then you have the DP. You have the hit by pitch. Then in the pitcher's legend, you have a batter swings. I guess you would go to the batter card. It's blank. A D, consult team's defensive rating. A K, batter swings. If batter doesn't get the safe hit, the result of the play is that the batter strikes out. Batter singles, runner on second and third, score. Runner on first goes to second. Then you have the G, batter hits into a ground, force out, and F, batter flies out or pops up, all runners hold. Then you have the yellow part, which is batter walks, hit by pitch, wild pitch, pass ball, and you would have to consult, obviously, this chart right here. You're consulting this chart right here. All right, finally, a team's offensive rating. You add up the numbers, and it gives you, tells you dice results and automatic outs. So the higher your number, your defense, the higher your defensive rating, the more numbers are result as outs. Okay, so that's kind of like where you tally up your offense and your defense. Well, not your offense, but your defense, and that affects what column you're going to be working at. Are you going to be on the number 1 column, number 2 column, or number 3 column, which is usually the worst column, right? So anyway, okay, that's one side of this. Let's see. This is thick, glossy paper, nice quality. Obviously, it's lasted for a long time. It was part of something else. I can see that it's torn here, and you know what? I think this goes up here, I believe. I think these go together. Not totally sure, but so we'll see. Obviously, there are a lot more. Before we get to the team, I want to go. This is a game that I played. Who did I play? The Mets versus Seaver versus Blas. So it was the New York Mets against Pittsburgh. I played another game, Mets versus Bucks, I called them. The Mets won the first game, lost the second game. Then it was the Mets won the third game, and the Mets won the fourth game. So that's 3-1, and then I played another one. Oh, now came the Cards. Oh no, that's the Cards. So there was 2 games against the Bucks where the Mets split, and then the Cards. The Mets had their way with the Cards, beating them 10-2, 5-1, 5-4, and I never thought I played these many games. And the Bucks, again, this time at Shea Stadium. I didn't tally that. But I played a bunch of games. That's cool. That means I was having fun doing it. All right, so this is going to go on with this other sheet. I guess this will be on top. Sure. And then you kind of flip it over, and this is where you get the information. Right? That's what I believe how it works. All right, this is going to be the Mets. You see all the names of the players are at the bottom. Oh, and then here are your numbers that you roll. Okay. So this is all the Met information. William A. Shea Stadium, first NL game, April 1764. Then you got a little Sports Illustrated analysis. It was a nagging kind of season for the Mets, since most of their woes had to be traced to players themselves and not to handy excuses such as bad luck or injuries. Even Tom Seaver was not immune. He did win the ERA title and did strike out a record-tying 19 Padres one day. So this gives you a synopsis of the season. The offense couldn't compensate for slumps, primarily that of Cleon Jones, who led the NL in grounding into double plays. Shortstop Harrelson and Boswell, gifted glovemen, were almost out of place in the bumbling defense. Joe Foy came to fill the hole of third baseman and created a chasm. And there were clubhouse rumblings frequently concerning manager Gil Hodges' lefty-righty platooning. The players, when they lost, when they lose, they start complaining, right, about the manager and the way he's doing things. So, but when they're winning, they just, they button up. So anyway, here are some charts. This is the relief pitcher chart. This is the starting pitcher chart. And here you got the pitchers at the bottom. We had Nolan Ryan, Ray Sadecki, Jerry Koosman, Gary Gentry. And then that's 5 starters and 3 relievers, Taylor, McAndrew, and Tug McGraw in 1970. So here you have some defensive information, catchers, infielders, and outfielders, position and their rating. It gives you their batting average and information on the players. That's kind of cool. And then on the inside, we went over that already, right? Batting against right-handed pitchers, batting against right and left-handed pitchers, batting against both, batting against right-handed pitchers, batting against left-handed pitchers. So if a lefty's up against the Mets, then I got to look here. If there's a righty up against the Mets, I got to look here. Pitchers just bat from here, which is probably a lot more outs, a lot less productive results when the pitchers are batting. So this is like they get their own column, pitcher batting column. This is just for batters, and this is for batters. And the other side, yeah, the information on all your players. Right here are all my defensive players, my offensive, defensive players, and here are my pitchers and relief pitchers. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total. Back then it was okay because you didn't use a lot of that. Starting pitchers may also relieve. Relief pitchers may not start. Catchers, infielders, outfielders who bat right-handed are starting, and relief pitchers who throw right-handed. So it's color-coded by the righties, catchers, then the fuchsia, I guess you call that color. Started the relief pitcher throw left-handed. Catchers, infielders, and outfielders who bat left-handed. So these are pitchers who are left-handed, these are batters who are left-handed, and so on and so forth. And then the yellows, catchers, infielders, outfielders who bat right and left-handed. I've got Singleton and I got Bud House and switch hitters. So that's how that works. And that's about it. So that's what so this is one team. The other team I was playing, I don't know what season I was playing. Well, I was playing 1970, so I can go into I was probably following Baseball Reference when I started that replay. So here you got the same thing for the Pirates. Let's see what else we got in here. So I gave you an example of 2 teams and how those little booklets, nice glossy thick paper. So here you have a field, a playing field, right? Here's the Sports Illustrated playing field. Not in great shape, but obviously you can see it was used a little bit, which is good. I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. But they still kept it in good enough condition for me to also enjoy it. And the back is nice and clean. And there you go. You got the outs, the home team, and the visiting team. Here are the very unique dice that came with this. These dice are 1 to 5. 0 to 5, excuse me. 0 to 5, right? 0 to 5. Now, I haven't played this in, I'd say, 3-4 years. So the white dice are 0 to 5. The black dice or die is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's all it is. Okay? So, which means you're going to read the black dice first, right? So let's see. Let's see if I know what I'm talking about. You roll. So it's going to be a 1. And then I believe you add these 2 together. So it's an 11. Right? It's an 11. Let's say these were 8. It would be a 2 and a 5, or a 3 and a 5. Let's see. A 4 and a 5 would be a 19, I believe. That's as high as it goes. And if this was a 3, it would be a 39, right? Or it would be a 38, or a 37, or a 35. And then, of course, up here is the pitcher number. These are your starting pitchers: 30, 31, 32. I'm sorry, 30, 31, 38, 40, 45. Are these the... Oh, okay. Yeah, these are probably the numbers on their uniforms. I'm not totally sure because I don't know I think this is for the Cincinnati Reds, I believe. I would recognize that for the Mets immediately because I do know their numbers. Okay, and I think I saw that before. Yeah, there it is. Okay, 30. Seaver's 41. Let's look at that chart for the pitcher numbers. There it is. Here are your pitchers. 30, 41 would be Seaver, right? And so on and so forth. All right. So these are the cool dice that come with it. They're in excellent shape, so they haven't been beat up. I'm lucky about that. I'll be able to use those. And here are all the teams, right? You got all these teams. You turn them around: the Reds, the Dodgers. I get the Dodgers. I get the Brewers. The Brewers, and they all have their stadium and the little story behind the team and how it went for that team in that season. So there's a historical aspect to it, right? Bush Memorial Stadium. So these are I guess, the Phillies. Can't see it. Oh, there they are. Oh, no. Oh, here they are. The Cardinals. I'm sorry, Cardinals. Bush is the Cardinals. What's wrong with me? All right, here I did something here. Let's see what I did this. Oh, this was a... Okay. Oh, this is from something else. This is a 19... I played it... this is an 84 game that I played. Between the Cincinnati Reds and the New York Mets. Oh, we're going to put that to the side. I don't know why that's in here. And here are the rest of the teams. The Royals... The Expos. Wow, remember them? They are now the Nationals. That was a trivia question one time. The place that I was hanging out. And Cleveland Indians. 1970 Cleveland Indians. Detroit Tigers had a pretty good team back then. They were competitive. They had Dalton Jones, McAuliffe, Northrup, Kaline, Horton, Mickey Stanley, Norm Cash, Elliot Maddox. I didn't even know Elliot Maddox also played for them. Man, that guy bounced around a lot. The Cubs, 1970 Cubs, they were competitive as well. Ernie Banks was still there. Billy Williams, Jim Hickman, Ron Santo, Randy Hudley, Johnny Callison, Don Kessinger. A pretty good team. So I'm looking forward to playing some games with this set. Here's the Orioles, the Athletics. They were starting to become good as well. Washington Senators. They played in 1970. I thought they were out by 1969. That's weird. Anyway, I thought that was their last year, 69. They played one season. All right, California Angels, 1970. Minnesota Twins. Houston Astros. Chicago White Sox, New York Yankees. They got the Yankees. This was in one of their. They really went from being the top in baseball to suddenly, slowly but surely, being at the bottom. Danny Cater, Munson, Gene Michael, Horace Clark, John Ellis. These guys are really not competitive. Bobby Mercer. There's a couple players that are. But so the switch hitters are the yellow, the left-handed are the fuchsia, and then the green, whatever color, light green, are going to be the right-handed batters. Now we're going to get to the rules in a second. So I need to review the rules. Let's look at what those look like. Do they look complicated? Are they simple? Are they easy to follow? Okay, oh, what is this? Oh, I can order extra stuff. This is great. I can order the pro football game, the charts, college football, high handicap golf. So in case, and the game rules. Look how nice that is. I started bending that a little bit. Let's put these over to the side. What do we got going here? These are chits with numbers on them. There's little chits with numbers. And let's see the game rules. Let's see what other. And special charts. So you got special charts. Oh, the Phillies go over here for the teams. Okay, so these are the two charts, special situation charts and the game rules. This is what we're going to need to get started. This is another chart with more information, some pictures, probably an advertisement. The football game also has these color charts. That's cool. I think that would be fun to get. And this is baseball. Shows you everything, but a newer set, right? So this is a very exciting game. If I were a small kid, and I would definitely love this game. I think it's extremely easy to play and easy to understand, and it's straightforward, and it's got color in it. It's got nice charts. Let's put that to the side. All right, so let's look over the game rules a little bit quickly. I'll give you more of an in-depth analysis of the game rules. Right now, I just want to look over them quickly. Play of the game. General rules. 2. Each player acting as a manager. Each player selects a team. Each manager selects a starting lineup, along with the name number. Players may not play at any position other than those indicated. Along with the position of the player, enter defensive rating for the position. Defensive ratings range from minus to plus. If a player has a 0 rating at his position, no rating is shown. After entering the entire lineup, add up the team's total defensive ratings. It is also important to remember to change your team's defensive rating when making substitutions. The catcher's throwing rating, if any, can be entered along with the catcher rating. The catcher's throwing rating has nothing to do with the team's defensive rating. It is used when trying to throw out runners. Set up the playing board. The markers provided in the game are used to keep track of the outs recorded in the innings. On what runners are on base, the markers are entered 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, and represent running ratings. A player's running rating is indicated by the number which appears inside the colored star on the bottom of his batting chart. The markers are placed, okay, that's cool. And then here, starters, how long can they go? And how days of rest, so depending on how many innings they pitched, right? And relievers the same. Schedules, as in real baseball, a playing schedule should be drafted along, allowing for doubleheaders and off days. Relief pitchers may pitch in both games of a doubleheader. The starting pitcher also has a separate chart for pitching and relief. The manager of the visiting team must be the first to announce a starting pitcher. Pitchers cannot pitch in more than 60% of their team's total games. Rainouts, official game, reschedule games. Let's see, they got a lot more information in here. Pitching batting sequence. The first batter of the game comes to bat. So let's go over these. I'm going to do a second video on and look at these rules a little bit more closely. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe. I don't charge any money for this channel, and I try to give you guys the information that's interesting for our hobby. I'd appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription, and that's all I ask. I don't think it's very much to ask. And thanks for watching, and I'll be back with a little bit more in-depth rule reading in case you're interested in learning a little bit more about some key elements of these rules. All right, so thanks for watching.